Hi, everybody, and welcome into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for college baseball here on a Friday as the Moorpark College Raiders in town to take on your College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for more exciting baseball action. COC right now coming in off a win. They won against Orange Coast College on Wednesday, 14-7. The Cougars 3-1 over the last 4 games, including an emotional 12-inning walk-off win over Consumnes River to get Chris Cota his 500th career win as the Cougars head coach. But they did lose on Tuesday, and they did lose 1-0 to this Moorpark team on that Tuesday. Moorpark got a complete game shutout from Valor Castro on Tuesday to defeat the Cougars. Held the College of the Canyons just 4 hits in the ball game, so COC trying to turn that around here today and get themselves another win against a Moorpark team that's just 2-7 on the year for the Raiders, trying to turn things around as we are just ready to get underway for Moorpark today. Their starting lineup will look like this. It'll be Anthony DeLuca to lead things off, then Daniel Aguilera as this one hits softly on the ground, picked up by Patron, and he'll throw it out into right field, and that's going to allow DeLuca to second base. So an errant throw by Oscar Patron, and already the leadoff runner aboard and in scoring position here for Moorpark in the first. So it's an infield single and an error on Patron. And Daniel Aguilera will come to the plate. So we were saying the lineup, it's DeLuca, Aguilera, Orozco, Stewart, Harvey, Myatt, Walker, Glucroft, and Almeida. The scheduled hitters here for Moorpark today. As Patron getting the start for COC has been really good over his last few starts, but off to a rough start off the softly put in play ball by DeLuca that popped up in the air. And it was really only Patron that could make the play. He's behind in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. Patron this year 1-0 in 3 starts. 17 innings pitched is a 2.12 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 5 walks, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He's given up 14 hits in that time this year. As that pitch over for a called strike makes it 2-1. For Aguilera here, hitting .207 this year. This is 10th start of the season in as many games. 6 hits in 29 at-bats. So he waits on the Patron pitch and fouls it back into the catcher Cervantes. That'll even the count at 2-2. Defensively for College of the Canyons, Schwartz at first, Charlie Roca at second, Colin Yeaman at third, and Colin Yeaman at short, Angelo Aliman at third. Jaden Steinhurst in left, Ryan Orsini in center, and Evan Jaquez in right, with Cervantes behind the dish. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here to Aguilera, who waits on the pitch. Lifts it in the air to deep left field towards the foul line, and it'll get down foul out of play. So we'll stay again with the 2-2. Patron's 2-2 misses away. Cervantes trying to hold it there. As DeLuca out at second base with a single and an error. And already early trouble here for Oscar Patron in this Friday afternoon start. This one lifted in the air out towards right center field and deep. Going back and making the catch is Jaquez. Tagging at second base is DeLuca, and he'll advance to third. Nice play from Jaquez, running back to his right, making the catch over his left shoulder for the first out of the inning. So here's Daniel Orozco. Orozco 250 on the season, takes a called strike. 7 hits, 28 at-bats with 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in. Struck out 7 times, walked just 5, but he's been hit by 6 pitches so far this year, which is an insanely high number this early on in the season. So 1 ball, 1 strike count here. As Patron working with the bases loaded, the lefty, or excuse me, the runner at third base. Lefty delivers, it's fouled away. As DeLuca stands at third. Patron into the windup here with that runner at third base. Delivers, and this one fouled away off to the left again. It'll keep it at 1-2. Patron holding opposing hitters to just a 222 average as that pitch called strike 3. A beautiful breaking ball from Patron. And now he's got a chance to get himself out of trouble as he freezes Orozco for his first strikeout of the game. And Ryan Stewart will come to the plate. Stewart this year batting .222, 8 for 36 on the season with a couple of doubles, has 11 runs batted in out of the cleanup spot. Talked about Orozco being good at the punch-outs, 16 punch-outs, just 5 walks, make it 17 now after that strikeout of Orozco a few seconds ago. And that's been a subtle change for College of the Canyons. Usually not a high strikeout team, but Patron showing that he has that stuff. Certainly so far here early on in the year as that one swung on and missed on a good elevated fastball. He's got Stewart behind in the count, 1-2. Tries to change the level, a breaking ball away. Good job from Cervantes to keep it in front. We will look with the runner at third base here for Patron. No wild pitches yet this year. Swung on and missed as he gets back-to-back strikeouts as he sits down Stewart on strikes, so he lives through a leadoff single and an error. And a runner at third base. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on, half an inning in the books. Moorpark nothing. College of the Canyons coming up. We'll give you the COC starting lineup as the Cougars send out a very familiar lineup from what has been the last couple of games, as they will send Colin Yeaman to the plate first to lead things off. Yeaman right now leading the state in batting average and on-base percentage, hitting a ridiculous, we'll say it again, .571 so far this year. 20 hits and 35 at-bats with 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs as he will start things off. Then Charlie Roca in the 2 spot, Angelo Aliman in the 3 spot, Jaden Steinhurst, the cleanup hitter, playing left field today. Then Jacob Schwartz, the first baseman, batting 5th. Evan Jaquez, the right fielder, in the 6th spot. Hudson Story is the DH today. He'll bat 7th. Dominic Cervantes will bat 8th. Ryan Orsini in the 9th spot for College of the Canyons, as they will face Kalen Eisenstein getting the start today for Moorpark. Eisenstein, in 4 appearances this year, has only started 1 game, is 0-2 with a 10.29 ERA. So only pitched in 7 innings, given up 12 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, walked 5 and struck out 1. So here comes Colin Yeaman stepping into the plate. We talked about Yeaman with that 571 average this year. So he said leading the state of California in batting average, leading the state of California in on-base percentage. His OBP is 659 right now. His slugging is 943. His OPS 1.602. 33 total bases on the year, and I don't think I've seen him not hit the ball hard more than a couple of times this year. He has just been dialed in. For a time was the leading hitter in the nation before the last couple of weeks. Started the season with a 750 average as he was just hitting the crap out of the baseball everywhere, and has done that so well so far in his career here at College of the Canyons as he takes that pitch up. So he waits on the 3-1, and he'll work a walk to lead things off here. And that's another thing about Yeaman. He's not a guy that is your traditional-looking leadoff hitter in terms of how he hits, how much power he hits for, but he's done a good job keeping the strikeouts low this year, just 3 strikeouts, 8 walks, as he reaches first on a leadoff walk, and the Cougars with the leadoff runner aboard here in the first inning, as here comes Charlie Roca, hitting 200 on the year, has cooled off, had a decent start to the year, but now just 8 hits in 40 at-bats this season, with 3 doubles, a home run, 3 runs batted in. 10 strikeouts as the strikeout numbers have gone up a bit for Roca here early on in the season, trying to turn things around here. Cougars don't run a lot, so I wouldn't expect to see Yeaman in motion as the first pitch to Roca over for a called strike. For College of the Canyons, just 5 for 7 on the bases this year. Not something they do a lot of is run. That's just not in the game plan for COC, especially here at Cougar Field, which plays a lot smaller than maybe the measurements are. 330 down the line, 370 to straightaway center field, but the ball seems to travel here. We've seen it already this year, even in the cold weather against Saddleback, is of course Yeaman in motion on a little run and hit. That one smacked out into right field. Yeaman headed towards third base, perfectly executed small ball by the Cougars there as they'll put runners on the corners on a base hit from Charlie Roca with a runner in motion. You can't execute it much better than that. Roca able to take that inside pitch, turn it inside out, drive it down to the right field side, and Almeida had no choice but to just get it back in and split the runners at the corners. As here's Angelo Oliman coming to the plate as the Cougars with a good chance here in the first. Oliman takes that pitch over for a called strike. Oliman 259, 7 for 27 in his 7th start of the year with 2 doubles. And 3 runs batted in. Does have a home run this season. As the Cougars perfectly execute a little run and hit. And they'll check on Yeaman at third. Eisenstein just keeping an eye on everybody here. If he had gone third to first move, he might have had Roca, who had jumped off a little bit. Instead, he'll deliver here. That one down in the dirt. Blocked behind the plate by Harvey. With the runner at third base here, Eisenstein this year, just 1 wild pitch. And this time they'll check over at Roca at first base. Defensively for Moorpark, Stewart at first, DeLuca the second baseman, Aguilera the shortstop, Klukroff at third, Myatt the left fielder, Orozco in center, Almeida in right, and Harvey behind the dish. As that pitch misses up, makes it 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Bottom of the first inning, no score. COC threatening here with 2 on in the corners and nobody out. With the heart of the order coming up, Steinhurst waiting in the on-deck circle, the 3-hitter Oliman standing at the plate in a 2-1 count. Again, they'll keep Roca close. Trying to make sure the Cougars don't steal one here. At this point, anything on the table for COC. That one over for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to the 3-hitter. Angelo Oliman. Again, they'll check on Roca. Allman out of Pasadena, California, went to Marantha High School in his sophomore season. Lifts this one down the line and right. This one's going to be tough to get to for the right fielder, Almeida, as it'll fall foul, and we'll do it again. Allman lifts this one in the air on the infield, playable for the third baseman. Glukroft will make the catch, one away. So that'll bring us to Jaden Steinhurst. Steinhurst, 11 for 33, hitting .333 on the season with a double, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. 9 strikeouts, 6 walks this year. A .463 on base and a .515 slugging percentage. That pitch misses up and in. Roca in motion here, and Steinhurst fouls it off to the right. Roca had a great jump. Might have had second base stolen. Defensively, for Moorpark, they've only caught 4 runners on 17 attempts this year. Harvey, 2 of 9 in trying to throw runners out this season. Eisenstein doing his best to keep everybody kind of stationary at their spots. This one hit on the ground, and it'll go foul up the first base line. Gorgeous day out today here in Santa Clarita. 70 degrees at first pitch. Nice and sunny as well. Maybe a little bit of haze in the air, but Roca picked off here. Cougars are going to get a run out of it, though, as Roca out at second base. Yeaman sprinting to the plate. So you'll trade the out for the run if you're COC, and you take a 1-0 lead on a little stolen base. Roca picked off. And it leaves Steinhurst at the plate with 2 down. In a 1-2 count. Steinhurst hits this one in the air towards center field and playable. Orozco looking like he had a little trouble with the sky. Had to kind of duck down and make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But the Cougars do put up 1 after a leadoff walk from Yeaman, a run and hit from Roca to put Yeaman at third, and then Yeaman steals home after Roca is picked off. 1 run, a hit, nobody left on. We go to the second inning. 1-0 COC.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Top half of the second we go. Well, we have a moment we want to give a big congratulations to College of the Canyons head coach Chris Cota. After 23 seasons leading the Cougars, picked up his 500th win in the 12th inning over Constance River College the other day. A walk-off sacrifice fly ball for the College of the Canyons Cougars as Colin Yeaman was able to score from third base after Malagon hit a deep fly ball to left field and was able to score the run for Cota. His 500 victories are the most in Cougar history. As you see him get the water bucket dumped on him, kind of had a little bit of a smile afterwards, as able to pick up 500 victories for COC, now sitting at 501. He's the all-time leader, but surpassing a long time ago, really, his couple of his mentors in Len Mahoney, who was the head coach when Chris Cota joined on as an assistant coach. And Len Mahoney was actually the assistant coach for College of the Canyons when Chris Cota was actually a player here in the 1986 season, the last time the Cougars won a state title. Cota part of Mike Gillespie's squad. Mike Gillespie, of course, of NCAA baseball fame, won a national title with USC, took UC Irvine to a couple of national tournaments. As this one hit out in the air towards right center field, that'll get down for a base hit here to lead off in the second inning for Trey Harvey, the catcher, as leadoff runner aboard for Moorpark. We're talking about College of the Canyons, Chris Cota. As we said, his 500 victories, he has those along with state championship, or excuse me, Western State Conference championships 5 times in 2003, 04, 08, 09, and 2017. He's been to the regional playoffs 10 times, including last year when the Cougars went to the SoCal Regional Final. So he's had quite the career here at College of the Canyons. Cougars have the runner picked off, hung up in Harvey, but a bad throw from Cervantes that Schwartz had to save allows Harvey to steal second base. And so a stolen base for Harvey, and now Moorpark again with a runner in scoring position and nobody out here, causing problems for Patron in this second inning as Jaden Myatt stands at the plate. Myatt was showing bunt on the play, and he's going to show bunt here again, try and move the runner over. This one misses up, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. We're talking about Coach Cota as well. As I said, part of the 3 legendary former head coaches in COC history. Mike Gillespie, 420 victories as his head coach between 1971 and 1986. Len Mooney, excuse me. I think I said Mahoney, or Mahoney, and I mean Mooney. With 341 victories from 1987 to 2000. Remember, we talked about Cota being part of the 1986 3C2A state championship team that was coached by Coach Gillespie, who will soon have Cougar Field named after him. Coming up here shortly, have a ceremony at the start of the conference season for the legendary Cougars head coach, who passed away a few years ago, but is a Hall of Famer, a multi-time Hall of Famer, and Chris Cota will certainly be that as well. So we just want to say congratulations to Coach. 500 career victories, now sitting at 501, trying to get to 502 today and get his team 2 games above 500 as the Cougars sit at 5-4. Here in a 2-2 count now to Myatt with a runner at second base as we get back to the action on the field. So we head on the 2-2 pitch here. Patron delivers. Myatt softly towards first base. Schwartz's only play is to step on the first base bag. So Myatt does the job after failing on 2 bunt attempts. Still puts one to the right side. Moves the runner ahead. 1 away here in the second inning as Ethan Walker coming to the plate. Walker this season As he swings and lifts this one in the air towards center field for a base hit. Coming in is Orsini, but they're not going to be able to get the runner. As scoring on the base hit is Trey Harvey. Walker with an RBI single. That's the first hit in his first at-bat of the year for Walker. And just like that, we're tied at 1. As Walker an RBI single, Harvey able to score. And then this one lifted in the air towards center field. Orsini moving to his right, makes the catch on the run. Takes away what might have been extra bases for Glucroft as he flies out towards left center field, 2 away. Things moving fast here in this second inning. Jack Almeida is coming to the plate. So Moorpark evens things at 1. Almeida 125 on the year, 2 for 16 as he swings through the first pitch. So a single from Harvey, a stolen base as he was picked off, but Cervantes threw behind him and nearly threw it out into right field, if not for Schwartz, so it just went for a stolen base. A ground out to move the runner over from Myatt, and an RBI single from Walker, who's listed as a right-handed pitcher, but in there as the DH today. And now a 2-strike count here to Almeida with 2 away. Good pitch, called strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Patron, but he gives up 1 here in the second on 2 hits, 1 left on. Inning and a half in the books. 1-1 the score here from Cougar Field.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, big, two. Hand down. One hand, up. No. Flip.
I could eat.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
We go to the second inning here for COC. Schwartz, Jaquez, and Story, the scheduled hitters for the Cougars, facing Eisenstein in a 1-1 ball game. As Schwartz gets hit on the hip on the first pitch, and the Cougars with the leadoff runner aboard. For Eisenstein, first or second hit batter of the season. Now when Jaquez steps in, so the Cougars try and get something going here in the second inning. Jaquez first pitch swinging, fouls it back to the screen. Jaquez 379 this year, his 10th start in as many games, 11 hits and 29 at bats with a double and a home run, 3 runs batted in, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. OPS 1.003, second best average, second best OPS on the team this year. As he fouls that one straight back as well, and it's 0-2. Jaquez kind of been up and down a little bit this year, but still part of the offense for COC. Had a couple of hits the other day. was riding a 4-game hitting streak into Wednesday, but wasn't able to come up with a hit against OCC. He grounds this one towards third. Double play might be in order as Glucroft to second for one. Throw to first, not going to be in time as it actually bounced up and hit Stewart in the face. Stewart looks like he's all right on the play, as it was a tough throw from DeLuca to try and dig out. A good slide from Schwartz to make sure he made it a tough play. And they'll check on Stewart over at first base. So Jaquez on with a fielder's choice. Schwartz down 5-4. And Hudson Story, the designated hitter, coming to the plate. Story's been struggling a little bit. Just his 6th game of the year, his 5th start. 3 for 19, a 158 average on the year. Couple of doubles, has not driven anybody in. Started the season as the cleanup hitter for College of the Canyons, but has kind of just struggled to find his rhythm here as he hits with one out, and Jaquez at first base. Lefty swings through one, and that's kind of been what we've seen from Story so far this year. He's not afraid to attack pitches. It's just a matter of finding his groove at the plate. That one misses away. Evens the count at 1-1. Jaquez leading away from first base. Again, the Cougars don't run a lot, so unless a run and hit on here, which is unlikely with the left-handed hitting Story at the plate, who takes a called strike. I imagine the Cougars kind of stay put. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Jaquez 0 for 1 on the bases this year. Eisenstein going to keep him close. Story takes that pitch and evens the count at 2-2. Good take that time from Story on an elevated fastball. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away and a runner at first base. Again, they'll check on Jaquez, diving back head first. Crowd has turned out here at Cougar Stadium. Some of the softball team has wandered in. We've seen some high school guys as Jaquez in motion, and it's a walk for Story. So runners at first and second base for College of the Canyons with 1 away. A Story, who fell behind, able to work himself a walk. Second walk of the game issued by Eisenstein, and that's going to bring a visit out to the mound, with Dominic Cervantes coming to the plate. Cervantes, 242 on the year, 8 for 33 with a double and 7 runs batted in. Has started every game behind the plate for College of the Canyons so far this season. Hits with 2 on and 1 away here in the second inning for COC. Eisenstein's off-speed pitch misses down. That one misses up, and it looks like it Almost crossed up Harvey. You had to reach up late for it. Hitters count here for Cervantes and a 2 balls and no strike count with 1 away. Waits, knocks this one towards third, scooped up by Glucroft, over to first base low and dug out by Stewart. A 5-3 inning-ending double play. So the Cougars can't capitalize on 2 runners on with nobody out. We go to the 3rd inning. 1-1 the ball game.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Top half of the 3rd, we go in a 1-1 ball game. Moorpark back around to the top of the lineup. DeLuca, then Aguilera, and Orozco, the scheduled hitters. DeLuca singled, and then reached second on an error, was left on in the 1st inning. Patron works into the 3rd. That pitch to DeLuca misses down. DeLuca hitting .300 on the year, now just a little above that. 12 for 40 coming into the game, so give him another hit here today. So breaking ball from Patron over for a strike. DeLuca was 0 for 5 yesterday, but was 2 for 4 against the Cougars on Tuesday. So this one hit back up the middle, and he's got another base hit. So now 4 for 6 against College of the Canyons here in this 2-game set as the leadoff runner aboard here in the 3rd inning. DeLuca 8 for 14 through the first 3 games of the season. Slowed down a little bit, but not against COC. Couple of singles for him. Aguilera flew out to center field, or excuse me, to right field in his first at bat. So he'll show bunt. Takes a strike. Aguilera 2 for 8 over his last 3. 0 for 5 so far against COC here between Tuesday and today. Is this a good bunt towards the first base side? Patron's only play is going to be first base. So a sacrifice bunt, nicely done that time from Aguilera. So that's something that Moorpark has not done extremely well this year, just their 4th sacrifice hit of the season. But it works that time. 1 out, and Daniel Orozco coming to the plate. Struck out his first time up, 1 of 3 strikeouts today for Patron. It's the lefty set at the belt. Delivers. Able to hold up that time was Orozco. Orozco for 2 with a walk, 5 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 runs, 6 Ks, and a walk allowed against LA Harbor yesterday. Was doing double duty. This takes a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. It's 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts against COC on Tuesday. Hits here in this third with a runner in scoring position in DeLuca, after he had the leadoff single and was promptly moved ahead by a good sacrifice bunt from Aguilera. Heading the count here, 2-1. This one hit on the ground to the right side. That'll get through the hole for a base hit. They will hold DeLuca at third base. But runners on the corners here for Moorpark in this third inning, as a single for Orozco and Ryan Stewart coming to the plate. So a couple of hits here in the inning. Stewart struck out in his first at bat. Now hitting here with runners on the corners. He'll show bunt, bunts it in the air. It'll get into the Canyons dugout. Stewart stands at the plate as Patron checks on the runner at first base, making sure Orozco has to stay put for now. Patron ready at the belt, will deliver here. This one lifted in the air, back of third base. Ball may be in play, and it actually hits off the concrete just out of play. There's a ton of foul territory here at Cougar Field. You can't see it out to the left side or really even the right side, but where kind of the fence line is starting, it cuts actually back behind that here on the left field side and is straight down the line on the right field side. So there's a ton of room. Bullpens are actually in open space here at Cougar Field. Only a handful of major league ballparks even have that. Is this one on the ground, up the middle, Roca stepping on second for 1, firing to first, a 4-3 inning-ending double play. Patron gets out of some trouble. No runs across after a couple of singles. We head to the home half of the third inning in a 1-1 ball game. Home half of the third here. Orsini then the top of the order due up for Canyons. Orsini has kind of turned things around a little bit over the last couple of games. 3 for 26, still hitting a $115, but had a struggle to start the season. But like we said, has kind of found a little bit of his rhythm here over the last few games. Actually had a 3-run home run against OCC on Wednesday, part of the 14-7 Canyons win. So had 2 hits against Mount San Jacinto College as well. Trying to find his rhythm at the plate. So he waits on a 1-2, swings and grounds it foul up the first base side. For Canyons this year, the offense has been kind of a question mark, hitting .269 as a unit, and really outside of Colin Yeaman, it's really been a question of who is going to contribute. We've seen it from a bunch of different guys. Steinhurst, Jaquez, Aliman has contributed. Schwartz has hit the ball hard a few times. Roca as well. It's just a matter of consistency as Orsini grounds this one foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. And really up and down the lineup it has been. We've seen Friend with a couple of hits. Story has found some luck in some times. So outside of Yeaman, Jaquez and Steinhurst both above 300 this year, but again, those two have been at times up and down. Yeaman's been the most consistent of the group, and that's why you see the average down at .269 here for COC. They have hit 8 home runs, though, and that's kind of, it's been feast or famine. The long ball has been there for the Cougars. The problem is the long ball has also worked against the Cougars here as Orsini lifts this one in the air to right field. Looks like it's playable for Almeida, and he's going to catch it in foul territory for the first out. So Orsini gets just under it a little bit too much. One down, and Yeaman, who walked, stole a base, and scored in the first, steps in. Again, Colin, .571, leads the state in batting average. Started the season with hits in his first 7 games. He's first in average, first in on-base percentage, 4th in slugging, 2nd in the state this year in hits so far. He's already got 20 hits on the season. 9th in doubles, 11th in runs scored. Just absolutely hitting the cover off the ball and seeing it well. And oh, by the way, he plays a heck of a shortstop as well. We saw him make a dazzling play from his butt the other day here at Cougar Field. Has 5 doubles, as we said, in the top 50 in the state. The top 10 in the state, actually. He's got 9 of those doubles. He's scored 14 runs. It's been a heck of a year to start, and certainly a guy that has got to be on people's radars at this point in time in terms of playing on the next level as he hits this one in the air to left. Playable for the left fielder, Mayet, as he just got underneath it. 2 away. So 2 down, and Roca, who's got the only Cougars hit so far today, stepping in. Singled was picked off, but helped to bring home a run by being picked off as Yeaman was able to come in and score. That pitch bounces down in the dirt. They call him Chooch as he stands in. Takes that pitch away. Roca, number of sophomores on the roster. Played last year, was pretty much the everyday second baseman last year. He and Yeaman became a very good double play combination up the middle. We've already seen that here today. As the Cougars actually turned what is their 6th double play of the year. He's way ahead of here. 2 balls and no strikes waiting on the pitch from Eisenstein. Swings and hits it in the air towards left field and deep. Myatt going back. He'll look up. That ball is gone. A solo home run for Charlie Roca as the Cougars take a 2-1 lead for Roca, his 2nd home run of the year. As he lifts it to deep left center field. And we talked about the ballpark here playing shorter than what it is. That one almost a no-doubter from Roca. Myatt gave it a look, but eventually decided he wasn't going to get there. His 2nd home run of the season, his just 4th RBI of the year, but it gives the Cougars a 2-1 lead, and Roca has both the hits here in the ball game. Zaliman steps in, takes a called strike. Angelo popped out on the infield his last time up. Chops this one back up the box. Picked up by Eisenstein, who fixes his hat and underhands it over to first base. That'll end the 3rd inning with the Cougars get one on a 2-out solo home run from Charlie Roca. 2-1 in favor of COC as we go to the 4th. So Canyons again with a 2-1 lead as we go to the 4th inning here. Harvey, Myatt, and Walker, the scheduled hitters, facing Patron. Patron, 7 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits and a run, struck out 5, walked 3 against CRC. His only win came against Alan Hancock in a game he went 7 innings, gave up just 3 hits, didn't allow a run, struck out 8 in that ball game, walked nobody. So Patron and Jasso have both been very, very good. It's a matter of finding the depth on the mound. As this one hit up the middle, past a diving Roca, and a leadoff hitter aboard for Harvey, who's got 2 hits now in the ball game. Harvey with a pair of singles, and Myatt will come to the plate. For Canyons, those 2 have been high punch-out guys, and then you look, Lamond has been really good this year in his 3 appearances, has given up just an earned run, struck out 5. Jasso with 27 strikeouts, just 6 walks, leads the team. We might see him today, we're not sure, as he's been coming out of the bullpen as of late. Started the season as a starter. They actually threw Kyler Fruity the other day as a starter on Wednesday. Or actually, excuse me, on Tuesday. That was his only start of the season against Moorpark, and pitched really well, actually. Fruity is a guy that's 0-3 so far this year. Has kind of been a victim of just the COC offense going dormant when he comes in, giving up a couple of runs here. Both of their 2 of his losses in, or excuse me, 0-2 this year is both of his losses in relief. But he went 6 innings, gave up just 4 hits, and they only run. Or excuse me, he is 0-3 now that I look back at the numbers. But his ERA has dropped down really well. down under 465. Barr, Biggs, and Claire have kind of struggled a little bit, but the Cougars as a unit, a 4.12 ERA is actually, especially considering playing here at Cougar Field, tends to be tough, has pretty good as back-to-back singles as Myatt lines one out to right field. So 2 on, and once again, Patron in trouble, this time here in the 4th. He's been working with runners on all day. Gave up a leadoff hit to DeLuca, got out of that trouble. Gave up a leadoff single to Harvey in the 2nd, who eventually came around to score after Myatt moved him over, and then Walker drove him in. Gave up a couple of hits to DeLuca and Orozco last inning and gives up back-to-back hits here. And Moorpark now with their best start to an inning with 2 runners on. So this one bunted foul as they ask Walker to bunt. Walker, his first hit in his first at bat in the 2nd inning. Drove in a run. Walker again showing bunt, and bunts it foul back behind the plate, so 2 strikes here. Walker, a big boy, 6'4", 230. Getting his first real opportunity of the season here today. Hasn't had a lot of chances this year. So he waits on the 0-2, and Patron misses just outside. Good late arriving holiday crowd here on a Friday. We sit on a gorgeous day, 70 degrees at first pitch, and it's remained there. A little bit of wind blowing out towards right as we wait on a 1-2, and Walker down on strikes. Really good pitch that time from Patron to set down the righty DH. One away here, 4 strikeouts for Patron today. So now he faces Glucroft, who flew out to center field. His last at bat. Sun has really popped out. Kind of had a little bit of haze early on in the ball game, but you can see the field much, much brighter. Shadows starting to creep here as the sun will start to go down. Glucroft able to hold up that time. They ask the field umpire, who says no, and it'll be a 1-1 count. Glucroft did not play in the last 2 games for Moorpark. Getting a chance to start here today. It's Patron, little spaghetti move that time to keep Harvey close at second base. Glucroft 1 for 4 against East LA back on the 7th. All 3 of his hits have come against East LA this year. So the Raiders with 2 on and 1 away. Patron delivers, nearly hits Glucroft, misses just inside. Cougar dugout liked the pitch. Looked good from up here, but just a little bit in. So 2 balls and 1 strike the count. 1 out here in the 4th. 2-1 in favor of College of the Canyons. Moorpark trying to get even again. That one down in the dirt. Cervantes couldn't find it at first, but it was right in his feet. Good job by Cervantes that time to keep it in front. Or in front of the backstop, we should say. Cervantes has done a good job behind the dish, the sophomore out of Birmingham High School. Went up north to play last year, but his previous school actually closed down the program, so comes down here to College of the Canyons, playing for COC. He's done a good job handling the pitching staff. That one over for a called strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Glucroft. Raiders in the second game of a 3-game road trip. They finish it out tomorrow against Cyprus. Trying to go 2 for 2 against COC this year. So that one hits Glucroft in the hip. First hit batter of the ball game for Patron. Second hit batter of the season for him, and now the base is loaded full of Raiders, and that's going to bring Ryan Paramo out to chat here. With one away and try and settle down Patron. This is the first ever time I think I've seen Ryan Paramo out there and not have his arms around both the catcher and the pitcher. That's usually his very familiar spot. And here we go. There it is. There it is. We get one. We get one arm. Always has an arm around somebody. Very calming effect among the players. This is his 6th year as the COC pitching coach. Has the swag on the shoes. It's tough to see as well. The navy and gold shoes rolling out there in the Nikes. Trying to settle down Patron as he'll pitch in a jam here with the bases loaded. And just one away as Almeida coming to the plate. Jack Almeida this year. As he swings and misses on the first pitch. Just one run batted in. Good breaking ball that time for Patron. The conference so far has Patron up 2 balls and no strikes against Almeida, who struck out looking to end the second inning. Patron back in the windup, working with the bases loaded. Action in the Cougar bullpen. Harish Balakondran getting to work. As once again, a big punch out that time from Patron as he sits down Almeida on 3 pitches. 5 strikeouts today for Patron. 2 down here, and DeLuca, who's got a couple of hits today, steps in. So DeLuca a chance to try and even the game here with 2 outs. Patron trying to get him for the first time today, and comes with an off-speed pitch for a called strike. Good breaking ball again on the outer half, freezes DeLuca. 2 really good breaking balls from Patron, who snaps that off hard from the left-hand side. It's not a big sleeper, but it's a tight little breaking ball. He's 1 pitch away from getting out of a bases-loaded jam. This one line foul up the third base line. Could have been trouble. Might have been extra bases for DeLuca. Instead, he'll come back, and it'll stay 0-2. Patron just didn't get that elevated enough, trying to come with the fastball inside. Go back into his delivery, an 0-2. Breaking ball chopped on the ground. Picked up by the third baseman, Almeida, but he can't get DeLuca. It's an RBI ground ball. It's a tough play for Almeida, who had to try and scoop it with the runner coming across him. The ball game even at 2-all. I think it's going to be scored an infield hit and an RBI for DeLuca, who's 3 for 3 now in the ball game. And now Patron still working with the bases loaded. This one chopped towards Roca at second base. Scoops to second. Yeaman there, but Moorpark gets the run back. We go to the home half of the 4th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Bottom half of the fourth. Eisenstein still in there to face Steinhurst, Schwartz, and Jaquez in a 2-2 ball game. Steinhurst 0 for 1, flew out to center field in his only at bat today. Behind in the count 1-2. Pitch misses down. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. So this one lifted in the air, down the line and right. Gonna be a tough play here for the right fielder, Almeida, who makes the catch on the run. Steinhurst flies out for the first out here of the 4th inning.
Let's go, Big Red.
One away for Jacob Schwartz. Schwartz hit by a pitch in his first at bat. As he swings and lifts this one in the air to right field and deep. Almeida going back, he's not gonna get there. It's over the right field wall for a solo home run for Schwartz. His 2nd of the year and 10th RBI, and the Cougars now with a 3-2 lead as they get the run right back. It was a line shot from Schwartz. Almeida was going back and kind of got caught up and tried to leap and make the play, couldn't come up with it. So a pair of solo home runs for COC as Schwartz with his 2nd, Roca with his 2nd. Schwartz now with a team-high 10 RBIs. And here's Jaquez stepping in as the Cougars back out in front by a run. Jaquez swings and drives one to left field. That ball is way out of here. Back-to-back home runs for the Cougars as Jaquez picks up his 2nd long ball of the year. And Canyons now with a 2-run lead at 4-2. So Jaquez is 2nd of the season, both of them coming here at Cougar Field, just like Schwartz. And now Hudson Story stepping in, who walked in his first plate appearance. As the Cougars all of a sudden with a 2-run lead here on back-to-back solo home runs. So all of a sudden Eisenstein gives up 2 long balls on pretty much 2 pitches. He's been good so far today, really outside of that. And the home run to Roca has really limited the Cougars' opportunities. But now Canyons finds themselves up by a couple of runs here. And Story ahead in the count 2-1. Cougars 4 runs on 4 hits and an error. Moorpark 2 runs on 8 hits. So that one over for a strike, make it 2-2. Story hits one deep to center. Make it back-to-back-to-back solo home runs here in the 4th inning. And the Cougars now with a 5-2 lead as Hudson Story with his first home run of the year, his first RBI of the year. And the Cougars have extended the lead to 3. And maybe that's just what the young man needed to break out of his early season struggles. As the freshman out of Pasadena with his first career college home run. And now Moorpark going to go try and settle down Eisenstein, the infield coming together. The Raiders with some action out in the bullpen. As this the second time, excuse me, through the order, and the Cougars have found something here on Eisenstein. As Cervantes steps in, and that might be the end of the day. As Mark Porto, the head coach, walking out, and he's going to point to the bullpen. And that'll do it for Eisenstein after back-to-back-to-back home runs. 4 home runs in a little less than an inning, as Roca had the 2-out solo home run in the third. And then Schwartz, Jaquez, and Story with back-to-back solo jobs. 4 home runs in the ballgame for COC. Pitching change for Moorpark when we come back. So the book closed on Eisenstein. Paul Mulatto coming in to take over. 8th appearance of the year for Mulatto, as he'll step in. 11 innings pitched. Has given up 16 hits, 14 runs, 11 earned. Walked 9, struck out 6. The ERA at 9. He's 0-1 so far this year. Opposing hitters hitting .333 against him, as he'll face Cervantes with 1 away. Close the book on Eisenstein, goes 3 1/3, gives up 5 runs on 5 hits. Walked 2, didn't strike anybody out, as Mulatto comes with an overhand breaking ball. Over for a called strike to Cervantes, who's 0 for 1 today, grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second. Cervantes lifts this one in the air towards shallow left center field. That'll get down in the gap for a base hit. Cervantes, his first hit of the ball game, and the Cougars continue to find their offense here in the 4th. 4 straight hits for College of the Canyons, and now Ryan Orsini coming to the plate. All of them coming with 1 out. Back-to-back-to-back home runs, and then a single from Cervantes. Orsini, who flew out to right field, comes to the plate. As Mulatto gives up a hit on the first batter he faces. This one lined right at the first baseman. That'll be an inning-ending double play as Stewart makes the catch, tags the bag. Damage done, though. 3 solo home runs for Canyons here in the 4th. We go to the 5th in a 5-2 ball game.
I can't get enough of watching Jersey Mike's freshly grilled hot subs right in front of me. In fact, I like watching nice and close. Oh, yeah.
The eyes just moved.
It's just the steam from the grill. You're seeing things.
Look at that sizzle.
Did you hear that?
Relax, it's just the grill.
Yeah, it's just the grill.
Woo! Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Top half of the fifth in a 5-2 ball game. Canyons 5 runs on 6 hits and an error. Moorpark 2 runs on 8 hits. Raiders with 1 in the second and 1 in the fourth. Canyons with a crooked number there in the fifth after 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth. Excuse me, in the fourth. For the Cougars this year, it's kind of been up and down. No winning streaks longer than 2 games. No losing streaks at all this year. So they've traded losses and wins except for back-to-back wins over Allen Hancock and CRC. Offense, at times, like we said, has shown up. They've had 4 games with 10 or more hits. His first pitch swinging is Orozco as he steps in here to face Patron. Scored 14 runs against Moorpark. They've scored 8 and 9 runs against San Jacinto and Saddleback. So it's not like they can't find the offense. It's been there at times, but then it's struggled at times. Shutout 1-0 against Moorpark. Got just enough to beat CRC 2-1. Beat Allen Hancock 3-1. So they've played close, tight games. Both low scoring and high scoring this year. Right now lead by 3 here in the fifth. There's a 1-2 count here to Orozco as he fouls that one away. Patron working into the fifth again. He's been very consistent this year, has Oscar Patron. As we said, 17 innings pitched in 3 games coming in. 4 of them again here today, trying to go through 5 as he overthrows on a fastball that misses up. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Patron, a lefty out of Kennedy High School. Just down the road. This ball hit in the air towards center field. Orsini going back, has a play, but it goes off of his glove. Heading to second base is Orozco. And it's a 2-bag error on Orsini as Orozco into second base. Aided by the sun that time as it goes off the glove of Orsini. So E8, second error of the ball game on Canyons, their 19th of the season. And now Ryan Stewart steps in. The runner in scoring position takes a called strike. Patron, it almost as though he seems to thrive with runners on. Really buckles himself down, and that's kind of been the pitching staff as a group this year. Yeah, they've given up a lot of runs at times, but that's just the nature of college baseball, really. But Patron, Jasso, Balacondron come to mind as guys. Lamond all come to mind as guys that when they do have runners on against them, they really kind of buckle down and try and battle. They may give up 1 or 2, but almost seem to enjoy it. That one fouled away. And when you look, the Cougars, they've only allowed 44 runs in 9 games coming into today, so 46 now, which is top 25 in the state. 38 of those earned, which is top 30 in the state. So now 40 earned, still probably top 30 in the state after today. Oh, that was a good pitch. Stewart looked like he wanted to offer at it, but was just able to hold up. It was a good breaking ball from Patron. And it'll put the count at 2-2 as Harish Balacondron back up in the bullpen getting to work. This Patron's 2-2 just missed. Maybe slightly off on the outside corner. Cervantes certainly tried to hold it there and show it to the umpire, but didn't get it. So now a 3-2 count. Nobody out here in the 5th inning for Moorpark. And the first walk of the day issued by Patron. He had Stewart with 2 strikes, but loses him there. So the error by Orsini. A walk to Stewart, the first of the day issued by Patron. And that may be the end of his day as Chris Cota marching out. And we'll see if Patron stays in there. And that is indeed going to end the day as Harish Balachandran running out. So Patron goes 4. He's still on the hook for 2. Struck out 5. And Balachandran will try and finish it off and figure it out here in the 5th inning. Patron gets a round of applause and we'll step aside. So 2 runners on here in the 5th for Moorpark as Harish Balachandran will try and get Patron off the hook for those 2. Balachandran this year, 6 appearances, 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, walked 1, struck out 4, a 2.84 ERA. Opposing hitters hitting .304 against him. As he'll face Trey Harvey here, who's got a couple of hits today. Harvey takes a called strike. Balachandran has not pitched this week. Pitched in 6 of the first 7 games of the season. As the shadows start to creep in on home plate. As this ball lifted in the air towards left center field and deep. That one going to get out over the wall in left center field. A 3-run home run from Trey Harvey. And just like that, the game is tied at 5 here in the 5th inning. So our Harvey, a 3-run job. The long ball bites the Cougars again. First home run of the season for Trey Harvey. 12th home run of the year allowed by College of the Canyons. And so Balachandran, it didn't take long, but doesn't get out of that trouble and then gives up a soft single to Myatt on the first pitch. Moorpark is set 4 up. Nobody's been retired. Myatt at first base with his second hit. And now Ethan Walker coming back to the plate. So Patron gives up 4, 3 of them earned. And he'll have a no decision today. Eisenstein as well gets off the hook, a no decision for him. As the Raiders get him off the hook and Walker swings through a pitch from Balacondron. So a rough 5th here for the Cougars after an exciting bottom half of the 4th. 3 runs on 4 batters. Started with the error by Orsini out in center. Just cannot give the opposing team extra outs, as it more often than not comes back to bite you, and this time it does against COC. 0-2 to Walker, fouled into the screen. See the mound splashed in sunshine. The infield as well, the plate shadowed. Did not seem to hurt Moorpark here. Usually that's the toughest time for a hitter. But Harvey and Myatt both saying, nope, no problem. Good pitch from Balacondron, just misses inside. Harish, kind of that funky delivery. Kind of drops into a 3/4 arm slot. Pitches from the first base side of the rubber. As he delivers a fastball that's fouled away, and we'll do it again at 1-2. This ball lined out to left field for a base hit. So Walker has another hit. Balacondron struggling here since coming in. He's given up back-to-back hits. And again, an extended inning here for Moorpark, trying to take their first lead of the ball game. Cougars have yet to record an out here in the 5th. Glucroft hit by a pitch and flew out. An error by the center fielder Orsini as Glucroft bunting. Balacondron to third, not going to be in time. And the base is loaded here. And Almeida coming to the plate. So the wheels falling off for the Cougars here in the 5th. Corners will be in here to try and cut the run down at the plate. And instead, Balacondron hits Alameda in the back. And Moorpark has their first lead of the ball game at 6-5. And that, I think, will end the day for Harish as Chris Cota pops his head out of the dugout. Balacondron not able to record an out, gives up 2 hits. A sacrifice bunt turns into a fielder's choice. And then he hits Almeida on the next pitch, and the Cougars going to make a pitching change. As we continue on in the 5th inning, and now it's a Moorpark 6-5 lead.
It is supposed to be like a good tournament with like a lot of good teams. And then you have Aiden now.
Aiden got hurt.
Yeah, he's out for now, right?
Yeah, he got hurt, so he's our shortstop. He's our leadoff hitter. That's why I asked for you.
Casey's pretty good too.
So Balacondron unsuccessful in his appearance. Faces 4. Gives up 2 hits. Doesn't record an out. And is on the hook right now for the ball game as he's given up the go-ahead run. He'll give way to Luke Lamond, who's been the most effective pitcher for the Cougars out of the bullpen this year. Lamond with a 1.69 ERA in 3 appearances, 5 1/3, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, struck out 5 and walked 1. As he'll face Anthony DeLuca, who's been on 3 times today, is 3 for 3. Hits here in the 5th. So Orozco flew to center field but reached on an error. Stewart walked, Harvey a 3-run home run, Myatt a single, Walker a single, Glucroft reached on a fielder's choice trying to give himself up. Then Almeida was hit by a pitch, so now Lamond trying to get out of trouble. This one lifted to deep right center field. Orsini makes the catch, but that'll be enough to bring home another run. As DeLuca a sacrifice fly, the Cougars finally record an out as 1 away here in the inning.
Then he came over and he was helping the varsity team. And Carl, the JV, some bad and he was doing really bad. And people were complaining. So Tim goes, hey, I'm doing you a favor. I'll go down and help him out. And he goes, oh, okay.
So Walker scores on the sacrifice fly. 1 down here. As Aguilera comes in and Lamond throws this one to the backstop. Third wild pitch of the year for Lamond. Moves runners to second and third, and now you have the double play in order. Instead, you're going to have to face Aguilera here with 2 on. In scoring position, trailing by 2. As the wheels for the pitching staff, which is shown flashes of brilliance this year, have fallen off in the 5th. Breaking ball over for a strike from Lamond. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Aguilera, who's flown out, sacrificed, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Good pitch from Lamond that time with a fastball over. Punch out would help here. That one down in the dirt. Cervantes does a good job to block. Two balls and 2 strikes. 1 away here in the 5th. 5 across is a crooked number up there for Moorpark. Trying to add more as this one popped up on just outside of the infield. Naroka there to make the play for 2 outs. So 2 down, the 10th man to the plate. So we continue in the 5th now. As Orozco, who started things off, comes up. Flew to center field, but reached on the error by Orsini, who was trying to battle the sun. Orozco's been on twice, came around to score, and now he'll hit here again for the 2nd time in the 5th. Lamond hits him. So now the base is loaded once again. And again, the wheels have just fallen off for the pitching staff here. So Glucroft at third, Almeida at second, Orozco at first, Stewart at the plate, who walked in the inning, takes a called strike. This one chopped foul up the first base line. So Lamond now a pitch away from getting the Cougars back into the dugout. Stewart waits on the 0-2, grounds this one towards first. Schwartz will pick it up on a big hop and run it over to first base. 5 across for Moorpark, though. They take a 7-5 lead into the bottom half of the 5th inning here from Cougar Field.
Shortstop might run back, or the left fielder might, and it went out. I'm like going, did I pick the wrong place to come to? It's like, oh, you pitched there? Yeah, I was here. Where did you go after? So then I went back to Cumberland in Tennessee. So when you guys are at Granada tomorrow, imagine about where you see where the foul pole on the softball field is, the white pole. So my buddy, it's my son's to-be father-in-law. He was a buddy of mine I played with in high school. He hit a ball that hit the second floor apartment there at Granada in like in friggin' left center. That's a bomb. Dude, that ball, I mean, that kid was arguably probably the best player to go through Kennedy. He was so good, Gary Anderson.
Home half of the 5th here from Cougar Field. Moorpark a 5-run top half. It's giving themselves a 7-5 lead. It'll be Yeaman here along with Roca and Aliman to face Mulatto in this 5th inning as Canyons now has to come from behind in what is another high-scoring ball game here from Cougar Field. Yeaman takes a called strike, 0-2. Yeaman wasn't happy, going to step out and readjust his gloves, get himself back to work here. Tank from Yeaman. It's 0 for 1 today. Flew out to left field and walked. Trying to get something started here for COC. Fights that one off. Fights that one off as well into the Canyons dugout. Another one fouled away. Yeaman battling here against Mulatto. This one lifted in the air to left field and playable for Myatt coming in. He'll make the catch. So Yeaman, the top hitter in the state, coming into today 0 for 2. One down in Roca, who had a solo home run back in the third. Gave the Cougars a 2-1 lead at the time. Steps back in. Roca, a pair of hits so far today.
They did give you a can of dip, though. And a plane ticket.
Well, I ended up getting 17.5 because
Cool.
because if I stayed in AA 90 days, I got 15.
Good hack on that one. Fouls it straight back to the screen. Good off-speed pitch that time from Mulatto. On Tuesday, the Cougars, they really struggled offensively. Obviously, we've seen a change today with 5 runs, but only Hawkins and Aliman had hits in the ball game. So we sent a 4-hit shutout for Valor Castro. So this one hit up the middle, takes a weird hop, kicks off of Aguilera, and it's an error on Aguilera, so Roca going to be on with one away here. Should have very much been playable for the shortstop Aguilera. Instead, it's the 17th error of the season on Moorpark. As Aguilera couldn't come up with it, kind of took a high hop off of his body. It wasn't super high. He was down ready for it. He just took a little extra kick, and it's a runner on, and then Aliman. First pitch swinging. Line drive, base hit out into left field. And Canyons with 2 aboard here with 1 away. For Aguilera, it's his 5th error of the season. Now Steinhurst coming to the plate, flew out twice. With 2 on here for the Cougars. Trying to come from behind for the first time today. Steinhurst takes a called strike. This one fouled away.
With Indianapolis, right? And so my buddy goes, well, they have the strike. So they bring up all those minor league guys who are playing these games, and my buddy gets to go play right out of high school. You know, he played at Dodger Stadium in the city championship game and whatever. A month later, he's getting to play in Dodger Stadium. So
This one chopped back up the middle. Thrown to second base for 1. Inning-ending double play as Mulatto fielding his position. Cougars strand 1. We go to the 6th and still a 7-5 ball game.
trying to think who their coach was. But he literally sat there behind home plate with me. He goes, I couldn't move the next day. He goes, this guy threw me fucking elbow for 3 hours, like with a machine. And he just, it's just funny, like he's saying, like the story, like he was telling me. And then I guess obviously the strike ended. And, you know, it's like a group of people, like 20 people in history that played for both teams. It feels like one thing I can say, I guess, is I fit in that box. You know, they did the Yankees actually did a memorial that had his wife and daughters come out. And he did and then someplace the Yankees 3 months. You know, over 2
Lamont will come back out here in the 6th inning. He'll face Harvey, Myatt, and Walker. He hits Harvey right in the middle of the numbers. So leadoff runner aboard again here for Moorpark. The Raiders have had the leadoff runner on in every inning so far today. DeLuca led the game off with a hit. Harvey led the second off with a hit. DeLuca led the third off with a hit. Harvey led the fourth off with a hit. Orozco reached on an error in the 5th. Harvey gets hit by a pitch to start here in the 6th. And now Myatt showing bunt. Trying to once again play small ball here for Moorpark.
I played on a summer team that he coached with Lieberthal, Mike Lieberthal's dad. I forget his name. So I went
Myatt will bunt this one in front of the mound. Lamont's only play is going to be first base. So small ball works. Sacrifice bunt, 1-3. One down here in the 6th. Walker, who's 2 for 3 today, coming in. On fastball in there for a called strike. Walker in his first game of the season at the plate, 2 hits and 3 at-bats. Couple of singles. Takes a breaking ball to Lamont, bends in for a strike. Lamont pitched 2 innings, struck out 3 against Moorpark on Tuesday.
Brendan Griffin got hit and was pretty screwed up from that at Saugus. I thought they were gonna close it. Yeah, I know his mom pitched it pretty good. And I would tell him feeling good.
2-strike pitch misses away. 1-2. Walker fights that one off.
And it's shocking to me. Like, I will say, in our 12 years, that's the first time I've seen somebody actually get hit. I've seen so many folks
Good pitch that time from Lamont. Sits down Walker on strikes. Second strikeout of Walker today. First strikeout from Lamont. So 2 down. And here's Brendan Glucroft coming to the plate. Flew out. Hit by pitch, grounded into a fielder's choice. Lamont trying to work around a leadoff hit batter. Glucroft takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Loses the fastball away that time. Breaking ball misses up. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Glucroft. Moorpark with a 7-5 lead. Second time this season the Raiders have scored 7 or more runs. Only other time was in a 27-7 loss to Fullerton. Good pitch that time from Lamont. It's 2-2 in the 6th here. Delivery misses up. Full count, 2 away. Runner at second base. 7-5 Moorpark. Lamont facing Glucroft here, trying to get the Cougars back into hit. Canyons led 5-2. Cougars with 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Moorpark 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth. Good pitch, called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lamont. We go into the home half of the 6th inning. Still a 2-run Moorpark lead as the Cougars coming up. Schwartz, Jaquez, and Story, the scheduled hitters here for Canyons. Combination with back-to-back-to-back solo home runs back in the 4th inning that gave the Cougars a 3-run lead. For Schwartz, 1 for 1 today with that solo home run. Was hit by a pitch as well. His 2nd home run of the season. Both of them coming here at Cougar Field. trying to help lead his team back, trailing by 2. Mulatto with that big overhand curveball. It's really a 12-6 curveball. Kind of comes from over his head almost is how he delivers it. As Schwartz lifts this one in the air to right field again. That one is gone. Second home run of the day for Jacob Schwartz. And Canyons back within 1. A leadoff solo job for Schwartz, his second solo homer of the day. And Schwartz, who early in the year had been struggling a bit, hitting just .265 coming in. Went 4 for 5 against Orange Coast on Wednesday. Had a home run against Mount San Jacinto after starting the season 2 for his first 14. Has all of a sudden found his stroke, and the Cougars get back within 1 as Jaquez takes a called strike. Jaquez with a solo home run in his last at bat. For Schwartz now, 2 home runs on the game, 11 RBIs on the season, 3 home runs to lead the Cougars this year. The dugout fired up once again. It's back to a 1-run ball game here in the 6th. Jaquez, who's got a pair of home runs this season, takes that pitch down. Jaquez 1 for 2 today. Cougars with 5 solo home runs in the ball game, accounting for 5 of their 6 runs. And it's one of those days where you're using the long ball to stay in a game because you just have not been able to string together enough hits to really bust a game open. It's not often you have 5 home runs in a ball game. As Jaquez works a walk. And so now the Cougars with a runner aboard and nobody out for Hudson Story, who's 1 for 1 today with a solo home run and a walk. First walk issued by Mulatto. Like I said, not often you have 5 home runs in a ball game and find yourselves behind by a run. And again, it's just been, Cougars have not been able to string anything together. You look in the first, Yeaman reached on a walk. Roca had a single and got Yeaman to third as the Cougars played a little run and hit. Roca then was picked off, caught stealing, whatever you want to call it. But that allowed Yeaman to score. In the second, they actually had Schwartz get on by a hit by a pitch. Jaquez grounded into a fielder's choice. Story walked, so they had 2 on. But then Cervantes hit into a double play to end the inning. You had the Roca home run in the third. As this one chopped towards third. Glucroft picks up and fires. So Story does the job, moves the runner ahead.
He swung. He swung. Yeah. It's like a check swing. Yeah.
So Story grounds out, moves the runner over. Here's Cervantes now, who singled back in the 4th. Cervantes fouls it away. You're saying the solo home run by Roca in the 3rd. Then you had the 3 solo home runs in the 4th. That was the only time the Cougars have strung together hits today. Now a runner in scoring position in Jaquez here with 1 away and a chance to try and tie the game at 7. Cervantes line drive foul up the third base line. Behind in the count, 0-2. Cervantes lifts this one in the air towards center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Jaquez actually turned around to look at it, make sure it was going to get down, so he's not able to score. but it'll put runners at the corners with one away for Canyons. And Ryan Orsini coming back to the plate. Cervantes a couple of hits today. See if the Cougars try and steal one here. Hawkes kind of looked at Chris Cota after he came to third base, kind of threw his hands up like, sorry, coach. I probably could have scored on that, but don't want to run into outs here. Better safe than sorry, and that's going to be the end of the day for Mulatto. A pitching change coming here for Moorpark, as it's a one-run ball game in the 6th inning. So runners on the corners, one away here in the 6th inning for College of the Canyons as Matthew Acosta comes in to take over for Paul Mulatto, who right now is in line for the win, but is responsible for both runners out there. For Acosta this year, the right-hander out of North Hollywood High School, 5 appearances. He's given up 15 hits, 11 runs, 9 earned, with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched, an ERA of 11.57. Opposing hitters hitting .455 against him. He does have a wild pitch. He's given up 5 extra base hits on the season, as he'll face Orsini here. Orsini 0 for 2 today. That one bounces in the dirt on the first pitch from Acosta. As Harvey keeping it in front here. Remember, we said Acosta 1 wild pitch. Always something we try and check on with a runner at third base. It's a 1-run ball game, 7-6 Moorpark. Orsini at the plate with the runners on the corners. Takes that pitch up and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Good pitch that time from Acosta over for a strike. Hawkes at third. Leading away from first is Cervantes. They'll check on Cervantes, and he's easily back into the bag. Fortunately, the shadow's playing some tricks on our camera here. Orsini shows bunt, drags it back, and he's way ahead here, 3-1. Orsini takes a called strike. Didn't like it, thought he had a walk. Canyon's dugout kind of hollered, but it's a 3-2 count here with one away. Runners at the corners. Cervantes at first and Jaquez at third. Acosta trying to get Moorpark out of some trouble. Again, checking on Cervantes. Cougars nothing on. Orsini down on strikes. That's a big strikeout for Acosta. Orsini set down for the third time today. 2 away for Yemen here. The good news for Canyon is your most dangerous hitter at the plate here with runners on the corners. Yemen 0 for 2 though, a couple of flyouts to left field. Still looking for a hit against Moorpark, as he didn't have a hit the other day against Moorpark. But still hitting well over 500 on the year. .20 for 37 on the season. Cervantes in motion. Canyon's thinking about trying to steal a run. Jaquez is going to get there, and we are tied at 7 as the throw from Stewart went off the glove of Glucroft. So score at E5 and a stolen base for Cervantes, and we're tied at 7 here with Yemen at the plate. So Jaquez scores on the error by the third baseman, and then Yemen lines it to center field, but right at Orozco, and that'll end the inning. But we're tied at 7 here. Canyons gets 2, solo home run from Schwartz. A little play on for the Cougars as they get a couple, and we go to the 7th inning in a 7-7 ball game. So Lamont going to come out to try and work his 3rd inning here in the 7th, as we'll face Almeida, DeLuca, and Aguilera. And all of a sudden, a 3-inning sprint to the finish in a 7-7 ball game. Back and forward we've gone. Both teams have had leads. Both teams have come from behind to tie the game. Canyons led 5-2 at one point. Moorpark led 7-5. Cougars got 2 back in the 6th after a 5-run 5th from Moorpark to take the lead. So here's Almeida, 0 for 2. A couple of strikeouts and was hit by a pitch. Mond overthrows a little bit. Good pitch that time, over for a strike on a swing and a miss from Almeida. Really the longest outing of the year for Lamont so far. Good breaking ball over for a strike, 2-2. Good pitch from Lamont, sets down Almeida for the third time on strikes today. Third strikeout for Lamont. One away here in the 7th inning. So here's DeLuca now at the plate. DeLuca so far 3 for 3. Cougars have yet to get him out without him giving himself up. Two balls and no strikes here to DeLuca. And now he's way ahead 3-0 here. DeLuca been unstoppable in terms of the Cougars being able to get him out. As you said, 2 for 4 on Tuesday. 3 more hits to add to it today. So 5 for 7. Takes a called strike, makes it 3-1. And Lamont issues a walk. So 3 strikeouts and a walk so far for Luke Lamond. Faces Aguilera, who's 0 for 3 today. Flew out, grounded into a fielder's choice, popped out on the infield. And I think Luke Lamond's day is going to be done. Chris Cota pops his head out of the dugout. The Cougars going through the full complement here today. The good news is they have the weekend off. They don't go again until Monday on the road against Oxnard. They're going to opt to lift Lamond after 2 1/3. Bringing a fresh arm here to face Aguilera. With 1 away in the 7th inning, we'll step aside for a moment. So here's John Barr going to take over. Barr this year 2 appearances, 3 1/3, 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks and 5 Ks. As he's going to face Aguilera here, who's 0 for 3. The runner on as Barr will check on DeLuca. Moorpark not a team that runs a lot, just 4 for 7 on the bases. DeLuca 1 for 1 on the year when in motion. And actually 5 for 8, as they did have a stolen base earlier today. DeLuca in motion. Cervantes throw down to second base, not going to be in time as it skips off of Roca. So DeLuca, a really good jump off Barr. It was a good throw from Cervantes, but I think everything just broke so quickly. The infield was not quite ready for it, and that allows the runner to move up 90 feet. Because I think had it broke a little slower that time, Yeaman might have been able to get over there, or Roca, but both were kind of too far off the bag. This one hit up the middle on the ground, scooped by Yeaman, fires to first, in time to retire Aguilera as DeLuca moves up to third base, 2 away here. Book not quite closed on Lamond as he goes 2 1/3. Didn't give up a hit, walked 1, struck out 3, hit 2 batters. You know. This ball lifted in the air here from Orozco. Orozco with a hit, reached on an error, part of that 5-run 5th inning for Moorpark. That's what started it. As Orozco down on strikes, Cervantes drops the ball, has to throw it to first base. So Barr comes in, does the job, strikes out Orozco, got Aguilera to ground to short. And that will end the 7th inning. So we stay tied at 7 here as we go to the bottom half as stretch time here from Cougar Field. Top half of the, or bottom half, excuse me, of the 7th we go, as it's Charlie Ronca, Angelo Aliman, and Jaden Steinhurst, the scheduled hitters. Canyons and Moorpark tied at 7 here in the 7th. Both teams with a couple of errors. 10 hits for Moorpark, 9 for COC. Soroka with a solo home run on the day, takes that one off the back. As Acosta hits him right in the numbers, and the Cougars with the leadoff runner aboard. Actually 11 hits for Moorpark today, not 10. So leadoff runner aboard here for Canyons. Angelo Aliman, who singled his last time up, coming to the plate. Aliman swings and fouls the first pitch away. And it lands right in the stands to our right. Nobody hurt. We're okay. They kept an eye on Roca at first a couple of times. They'll throw over again. Aliman shows bunt, takes it back, called strike, and it's 0-2. Roca back standing up that time. Myatt shading the line out left. Orozco shifted towards left center. Almeida straight away out and right. Infield to double play depth here. This one fouled straight back into that same spot. That one takes a high hop right off the new concrete barrier there. And we'll do it again.
You going to get that?
Again, Roca back standing up. Aliman takes that pitch. Keeping a good eye on Roca here. One down in the dirt, Roca stays put. Alleman's gotten the count back to 2-2. Fouled Ray right into the bullpen. She went through the legs of Shane Kinsley, who was standing out there without a glove. Got a little cat call from the dugout as well. And again, Acosta keeping a very close eye on Roca over there. Now Aliman hits this one in the 5-6 hole for a base hit. And Canyons with two aboard here. Roca headed towards third. Aliman into second with a stand-up double. And the Cougars with two runners in scoring position and nobody out here in the 7th inning. So that's where the line shade that time from Myatt, with Orozco out there in left center, but right into the 5-6 hole from Aliman, and 2 runners on now for Canyons for Jaden Steinhurst, who's 0 for 3. Flew out twice, grounded into an inning-ending double play in the 5th. Trying to pick up 2 here for Canyons. Steinhurst hits this one in the air towards center field. Playable for Orozco, but tagging at third is Roca, and Steinhurst has a sacrifice fly, and the Cougars back out in front, 8-7 here. So Steinhurst does the job, drives in the run. Roca scores easily on the fly ball, and now Schwartz comes to the plate for Steinhurst. His 6th RBI of the year comes at a big spot. And now the Cougars with Schwartz up there and Aliman out at second base have once again an 8-7 lead. Schwartz already a couple of home runs today. Takes a called strike. Hit one off of Eisenstein, then the other off Mulatto. Now facing Acosta for the first time today. Schwartz 2 for 2, 6 for his last 7 since Wednesday. So they called a disengagement on Acosta. And that's actually going to bring a pitching coach out after Acosta trying to pick back to second here with Aliman. So they'll discuss things for a second here with Acosta, try and settle him down. Schwartz hits this one in the air towards left field. That one's twisting towards the left field line. That's going to down for a base hit. Aliman going to stay at third. Schwartz headed to second base. He's in with a leg single that turns into a double. So it's a single, and he advances to second on the throw towards the plate. And now Jaquez, who's 1 for 1, scored twice, had a solo home run, hits here with 2 on, and 1 out. And a chance for the Cougars to try and pad their lead here in the 7th inning. Single barrel action in the Moorpark bullpen getting going. Acosta having some trouble here. Good block back behind the dish by Harvey. Acosta one wild pitch this year. Infield is in here for Moorpark. Pitch to Jaquez, misses up. 2 balls and no strikes now. Raiders want to cut down the run at the plate. It's the Cougars leading by 1. So that gives Schwartz some extra room to operate out at second base. As Jaquez takes a big hack. Jaquez can get one into the outfield on a base hit. You scored 2 here. Harvey hurt after that one. That one caught him off the inside of the leg. He's going to walk this off for a second here. Looks like it was off the inside of the ankle, maybe. That's not a protected spot, really. You've got a little piece of padding there, but pretty much all your padding's on your front. So again, we'll settle in on a 2-1 count here to Jaquez. 2 runners out there on a base hit. You can get them both. Jaquez fouls it away, and now it's 2-2. Got to be thinking here if you're Jaquez, something in the air deep gets you another run. Trying to look for something elevated. And instead, he takes it right in the middle of the back. So Acosta had 2 strikes on him and loses him, and the base is loaded full of Cougars here. Second hit batter by Acosta here in the inning. And now Hudson Story, who's got a home run today, comes to the plate with the bases jammed. That's going to bring the end of the day for Matthew Acosta. Pitching change for Moorpark when we come back. So it'll be Aiden Malave coming in here. Or actually, Aiden Malave will say. He's 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He faces Hudson Story. Bases loaded full of Cougars here in the 6th, or the 7th. Canyons already with the go-ahead run across. Trying to add some more here, pad their lead. Story, a line drive, goes past Stewart, off his glove, out to right. 2 runs are gonna come home to score as Schwartz scoring from second base, and then Story is out at first on the throw from the right fielder Almeida. And now Chris Cota wants to talk here. Cougars get 2 on the base hit from Story. It was bang bang over at first.
You were waiting until that pitcher finished warming up and you said, hey, you can't use that glove. Yeah. We were like, oh, he's a professional. He tell us how to do that. That was awesome.
So Story, a base hit, brings home 2, but then he's cut down 9 to, I think it was actually 9 for 3.
Finished warming up and then you had to get a brand new glove.
2 down, and now Dominic Cervantes comes in, and that ball gets away. Malave with a wild pitch. Another run across as Jaquez scores. 3rd wild pitch of the season for Malave, and the Cougars now stretch the lead to 4. As they've cashed in all 3 of those runs that were out on the base pass after an RBI single from Hudson Story. And now Cervantes will try and restart things with 2 away here in the 7th. Another one gets back to the screen. Well, he's struggling here. Four runs across for Canyons here in the 7th. Cervantes was waiting for a strike call. Cervantes took his time to run down to first base there. And then I think that's going to end the day for Malave. Faces 2. Gives up a single and walks a man. Moorpark going to not waste any time, make a change here.
Because he misses.
I know, I made it. No. You're not even in the cages. He goes outside, plays basketball, and
So Justin Marine comes in to take over. Malev goes a third of an inning, gives up a hit. Costa charged for 4 runs, all of them earned. And Justin Marine, who in one appearance went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs on no hits. All 3 of them earned as he walked 3, struck out 1. As he faces Orsini, who's 0 for 3 today. One of our longest games of the year so far here at Cougar Field. 2 hours and 40 minutes in. So everything, other than that 12-inning game, that extra inning game this year, have been 2.5 hours, pretty much on point. And that's with a lot of runs scored. You look at another game where 18 runs between the two teams. Orsini way ahead here. That one over for a called strike. Second time today, Orsini's kind of thought he got on and instead had to stay there. Marine works on a 3-1. And now Orsini on, so 2 on for the Cougars here. There's another walk, second walk of the inning issued, back-to-back walks. 6 walks issued so far in the ball game. Here's Yeaman, who's without a hit so far today. 0 for 3, walked and scored in the first. Hits with 2 on and 2 away. So he gives it a big rip, but lifts it in the air. Playable on the infield for the second baseman, DeLuca. So you get around Yeaman for the 4th time today. But the Cougars do put up 4. We go to the 8th inning, 11-7 in favor of College of the Canyons. Top half of the 8th, John Barr stays in there. He's going to face Stewart, Harvey, and Myatt. Called strike to Myatt as we start here in the 8th. Or to Stewart, excuse me. Stewart walked, struck out, grounded to first, grounded to second. Myatt fouls this one away, or Stewart, excuse me, Ryan Stewart here, fouls this one away. Harvey waiting on deck. Harvey 3 for 3 today. Cougars haven't been able to get him out. Barr called strike 3, sets down Stewart on strikes. Second time today, Stewart's been set down looking. One away, second strikeout for Barr. And now Trey Harvey coming to the plate. Harvey singled twice, home run. A 3-run home run in the 5th. That got the game even at 5. As the lefty Barr delivers a called strike. Good pitch again from Barr, and a fastball right down the middle. No balls, 2 strikes. It's right now Barr, the pitcher of record. Lamond lowering his ERA again today, didn't give up any runs. At least none charged to him. The runs that he did allow were inherited runners. So they were charged to Belacondron. Barr sets down back-to-back hitters as Harvey down on strikes. Two down, and here's Myatt. 2 for 3. Barr way ahead again, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count here. To Myatt. Barr, the lefty, delivers a breaking ball, misses away, 2-2. Field pretty much shaded now as we get on 5 o'clock in the evening. Barr overthrows that time. This one chopped up the middle, playable for Yeaman, who picks it up on 2 big hops, 2 quick steps, fires to first. That'll end the inning. Go to the home half of the 8th. Still a 4-run Canyons lead.
We have bond insurance, right? Oh no, those ambulance chasers will do anything. You just need a body or an arm or something. Robert, how are you? Doing good. Good. I didn't recognize you there. I recognize his smart. Where are you? Your son's here? No. My work here. Oh, okay. Hi, good. Oh, for here? Oh, so everybody's gotta hook up on me. Dave's gotta hook up to Santa Barbara. Yeah, I got nothing.
I got 70. I got 70 on the year right now. No, in a way. No, I mean, I hide out. I'll send them the coach if you realize I'm not getting paid for special. Shit gets paid like $1. You don't even get a. Look at this. You don't even get a treat. Is someone gonna come out?
Hey, you get a treat from the snack bar?
I get like some cracker jacks or something, right?
Oh, there's another one. Here. My son works for Pacific. What's that? He hangs around for like 3 hours.
It's good. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Perfect.
Yeah, I think they were doing
So Rocco works a walk to open up here in the home half of the 8th inning. A pitching change coming from Moorpark. As Marines Day is done. Got the final out of the 7th inning. Gives up a walk here. So after the walk, Daniel Asplund will actually come in and pitch for the first time this season. His first appearance of the year as a pitcher. And he'll face Aleman with nobody out here and Roque at first base. Canyons with a 4-run lead. Aleman behind, 0-2. Aleman, double in the 7th, single in the 5th. 2 for 4 here today. That one fouled off the mask of Harvey. Harvey taking a beating over the last couple innings here. So we again on a 1-2 pitch here to Aleman with Roque at first base. That one misses away. Roque in motion here. Aleman down on strikes, but Roque with an uncontested stolen base. So Asplund sits down Aleman on strikes. One out here in the 8th. Here's Steinhurst, who lifts this one in the air towards center field. Playable for Orozco. Standing under it'll make the catch. 2 down. So here comes Schwartz. Jake having a great day today. 3 for 3, 2 home runs. Both of them solo home runs. Broken out of his early season start. He was 2 for 14, like we said earlier on in the game, to start the year. But over the last 2 days, 2 games, 7 hits and 8 at bats. As they're just going to decide to send him to first base here. They decide they don't want to deal with him. They'd rather face Jaquez here, who has a solo home run himself today and has reached all 4 times. Just 1 hit and 2 qualified at bats. Has been walked, been hit by a pitch. As Jaquez hits this one up the middle. Diving stop by the shortstop, Aguilera. Flips to DeLuca at second to retire Schwartz. And that'll end the inning. We go to the 9th. 4-run ball game here from Cougar Field. 11-7 in favor of College of the Canyons. So we go to the 9th here. Barr going to try and finish this one off. He'll face Walker, Glucroft, and Almeida, the scheduled hitters for Moorpark. First pitch to Walker misses inside. Barr came in the 7th with 1 away after Lamond walked DeLuca and has retired 5 in a row. Make it potentially 6. Is this a slow roller to Roca, who fires to first? 1 away here in the 9th inning. One down in Glucroft, who doesn't have a hit so far today, stepping in. Barr's first pitch over for a strike. Saw Jake Schwartz out in the bullpen getting warmed up between the bottom and the top half of the top and the bottom half of the 8th. Kind of came back into the dugout as he was scheduled to hit. So he is ready if needed. This one grounded towards Yeaman, and he tried to backhand it, couldn't scoop it up. So Glucroft aboard with the error. Sixth error of the year for Yeaman. Glucroft aboard for the third time today without a hit. And now Almeida steps in. Struck out 3 times, was hit by a pitch. Barr's got a 4-run cushion to work with. Good move, and he picks off Glucroft at first base. Glucroft was frozen on the move, and 2 down. So 2 down here, and the Cougars an out away from finishing off what would be their 6th win of the year. Had a 5-2 lead, came back from a 7-5 deficit. Lead 11-7 with Barr trying to finish it off. Almeida swings and misses. And Moorpark down to their final strike. Cougars trying to even the season series against the Raiders here today. Breaking ball called strike 3. Ball game in the books. Barr with 3 strikeouts in the game. He is going to be the one that gets credited with the win as the Cougars finish off an 11-7 victory over Moorpark here today. Barr retires the final 8 batters and does so working around an error as he picked off Glucroft. So he picks up the win. Final time of the game, 5:08 is the finish time. So 3 hours and 1 minute, the official time of the game. Barr picks up the win. Acosta gets the loss for Moorpark. For Acosta, drops to 0-1 on the year. For Barr, picks up his first win of the year, so improves to 1-0. The Cougars 11 runs. On 11 hits, 2 errors in the ball game. Canyons left 7 on base. For Moorpark, 7 runs on 11 hits themselves. 2 errors for the Raiders and 10 left on base. As that's the ball game. 3 hours and 1 minute in the book. The Cougars go to 6-4 on the season with the November Moorpark. We thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network. And check the schedule for next week. We got more games coming up for you, basketball, baseball as well. So have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy it.